My smoked salmon risotto is elegant enough for date night, but easy enough for any night of the week. Hello friends, welcome back to The Casual Foodist. I'm Brianna and today we are making a delicious smoked salmon risotto with sweet peas. This dish is perfect for date night and a lot easier to make than you might think. Let's get started. So for this risotto, we are going to need a little bit of olive oil, 1 onion, a couple cloves of garlic, some arborio rice, and arborio rice is a short grain rice from Italy, and it's very starchy, and it's the starch which is actually going to make this risotto nice and creamy. We're also going to need a dry white wine, and you want to use something inexpensive but also something that you would drink. Pinot Grigio or Chardonnay would be some good options for you. 4 cups of chicken broth. As with most dishes, we'll need a little bit of salt and ground black pepper. 1 cup of fresh or frozen sweet peas. I'm using frozen right now because I always have some in my freezer. We're going to need about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I highly recommend getting a block of Parmesan cheese and grating it yourself. The flavor is going to be so much better. And then to finish this dish, we're going to need about 4 ounces of smoked salmon, and this is just going to make this dish really luxurious, and a sprinkle of fresh dill at the end. To start, we are just going to add our 4 cups of chicken broth to a small saucepan. And we are going to get this heating over medium-low heat, so it's a little bit warm as we start to add it to a risotto. All right, let's start by prepping our ingredients. I've got my Parmesan cheese here, and we're going to use a box grater with the smallest grating attachment. And my box grater happens to have this little measuring cup at the bottom, so I know how much I'm grating. And we are going to go for about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese here. But really, there's no such thing as too much Parmesan cheese, so if you want to add a little bit more, go right ahead. All right, next we are just going to give our garlic cloves a good smash and remove the paper. That one wanted to stick. Just gonna give these guys a nice little chop. Just set our garlic aside. Then we're gonna dice up our onion, and I like to cut off the bulb ends there. Give a nice big slice down the middle. We're just gonna slice down the outside here and give our onions a nice good chop. And then just chop them up a little bit more finely. All right, so we are going to start by adding about a tablespoon of olive oil to our skillet, and I've got it over about medium heat. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our onions and our garlic. All right, and we are just going to saute this for about 3 to 4 minutes until it is fragrant and the onions are translucent. All right, now that our onions and garlic are cooked, we are just going to add in our arborio rice to the skillet. And we're going to let this cook for about a minute, and this is just going to make the arborio rice a little bit toasty and give the risotto a deeper flavor. Now we're going to add in about 1/2 cup of white wine. And of course, you'll need a glass of wine for the cook. And this is going to give the risotto a little bit of acidity. However, if you are not a wine drinker, feel free to use an additional 1/2 cup of chicken. And we're just going to slowly stir this and let the rice start to absorb the liquid. All right, now that our rice has absorbed most of the wine, we are going to add in 1 ladleful of our warm chicken broth. And we're just going to slowly stir that in. So risotto isn't a difficult dish to make, but it is about technique. What you want to do is slowly add in your liquid, about a half a cup at a time, and then you're going to slowly stir your rice while it starts to absorb the liquid and release its starch. This is what's going to give your risotto that nice creamy texture. So we are just going to repeat this technique of adding in our liquid and then slowly stirring. And this will take about 20 to 25 minutes. So our risotto is almost done, but we're going to go ahead and add in our peas. We had a couple get away from me there. And they will cook in just about a minute. And then also we're going to add in that Parmesan cheese. And a little bit of salt and pepper. We're just going to stir that in until everything is nice and mixed. This will only take about a minute. All right, and it looks like our risotto is done. It is creamy and cheesy, and all we have to do is just add in our smoked salmon. All right, so to finish this dish, we are just going to layer on a couple pieces of our smoked salmon and top with some fresh dill. So the smoked salmon risotto looks and smells amazing, and it's going to be perfect for your next date night. Enjoy. You can find a link to the full recipe below or at casualfoodist.com. And be sure to like this video and subscribe to The Casual Foodist for more recipes like this.